This is a deck that I've played several times before and thoroughly enjoy. It's very similar to putting together a puzzle. If you enjoy any of those Magic the Gathering images where you'd have to find lethal on board, this deck kind of feels like playing one of those puzzles through the match. The sideboard is also quite interesting in having so many access to so many silver bullets, because we run so many search cards in the main. We're able to reliably pick out a one of, as long as it's a creature. Okay, so we have 3 lands, but we don't have any plays till turn 3. So we're not going to be winning on turn 4 with a hand like this. This hand, it really is not much better. Just going to have to hope that we draw some good cards off the top. We'll get our Tomb tapped and draw a second Urborg. I guess it's just Forest and Pass then. Wall of Roots, right on time. Let's send him a message. That makes sense. I feel like we're going far too slow here. Control has had time to set up. They're going to be able to start casting their Uros or their big counter spells at this point. Maybe we should have mulliganed to 5. Okay. We got the cards in the opposite order that we wanted them. What can we do from here? We have access to 5 mana. We could put out Wall of Roots and then put out Yawgmoth if we play the second Tomb. That's 2 creatures that don't die to Wrenn and 6. Teferi isn't ready to bounce yet. We can get a little bit of value if we sacrifice the Wall of Roots to draw a card. But we're still pretty far behind. Oh, hey there, Crown. How was your weekend? Looks like they might be looking to Lightning Bolt the Yawgmoth here. Yeah. Wondering if I want to sacrifice the Wall of Roots to draw a random card. Wall of Roots is pretty decent as far as our cards go. Just to be able to add a bunch of mana every turn for Chord of Calling. Good enough. Okay. Scavenging Ooze could take Uro out of the yard. Decent. But time is running out with Field of the Dead on the board. If we play Bird of Paradise, Wrenn and 6 could tick down to kill it, but that would also take the Wrenn and 6 off the board. Or we could put Scavenging Ooze up to 4, which would get it out of range of the Lightning Bolt. I'm going to put a bait bird out. Kind of surprised they sacrificed the fetch land there. Because they could have used the Wrenn and 6 to go get the Misty. They had the Flooded Strand already. Maybe it's something about how many islands they want. I don't know. I just kind of think they could have gotten extra zombie there. Okay, they're going to cycle their Teferi to bounce the bird here. And bolt the Scooze. So they take me off of mana. They get rid of the problem card, the Scavenging Ooze, and have another Teferi Time Raveler to replace the old one. So I'd say we're in garbage time here. There's no coming back from this at this point. I had far too slow of a hand to start. Okay, so we've got a few cards to bring in here. Ashiok keeps them from searching their library and also gets rid of Uro. We're going to want to take out the Eldritch Evolution. Opponent has counter magic, and Evolution is quite bad versus counter magic. For that same reason, we're bringing in Veil of Summer. We can take out the Gilded Goose. We don't really need access to the life gain that Goose gives us. Although it doesn't die to Wrenn and 6, which is a big plus. Can probably take out the Chupacabra. Maybe bring in the Assassin's Trophy to destroy a Planeswalker or Field of the Dead. Okay, we have a 1-land hand, so we're going to have to mull. Okay, we can keep this and get rid of one of the Yawgmoth, and we're good to go. A Veil of Summer is nice. I think this turn, though, we're going to put the shields down and slam the Geralf's Messenger. Okay, Celestial Purge is going to exile the zombie. We could play the Strangleroot Geist and hold up Veil, or just throw the Yawgmoth on the board when they don't have counter magic. They're probably going to play a Teferi next turn. So I think we Strangleroot. No, they're putting down a Wrenn 6. Okay. Well, that'll get them access to... Oh, they already had land 3. They're going to kill the Bird of Paradise. Okay. Guess we'll kill the Wrenn 6 with the Strangleroot Geist then. Oh, this might be a path to exile. Yes, okay. And we'll just play a Young Wolf and pass back. So they've got all the answers to our creatures here. Path and Purge. Being able to exile our creatures is a good answer to Undying. Alright, we'll use Veil of Summer here to draw a card. Oh, we can't because of Teferi. Because we can't cast spells. So we also kind of telegraph that we have Veil of Summer in hand. Not that it's going to do us too much good with the Teferi sitting on the board there. Draw a card with Yawgmoth. And pass back. So opponent has 6 cards in hand here, so I expect them to be able to interact in some way. Okay, they're going to put Purge back on top. That will get rid of the Yawgmoth. Okay, so we can Strangleroot, get rid of the Teferi, Assassin's Trophy, the other Teferi. Not bad. I suppose since this Teferi is off the board, we might as well Assassin's Trophy during their draw step. No, they could have counter magic, right? So yeah, we should just Assassin's Trophy now. Get the Planeswalker out of here while they're tapped out. Well, that's a thing. Opponent is doing all the things here. They got all 3 triggers off their Omnath this turn. I think we have one last... Oh, we also have Dryad Arbor. So we could get Overgrown Tomb or Dryad Arbor. Arbor seems pretty bad when they have a Wrenn and 6 on the board, right? Chord of Calling. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So if I want to hold up Veil of Summer, I can only chord for 3. So at 3, there could be Eternal Witness, but nothing really from the sideboard. The Ashiok isn't something we can grab. Could go get Scavenging Ooze. I think we took Chupacabra out, but we wouldn't be able to hold up Veil for that anyway. Okay. Should have responded to that with a chord. This has really gotten out of hand. Yeah, this hand looks quite good. We'll keep. Let's start with Gilded Goose, Wall of Roots turn 2. Turn 3, we can look at Chord or Yawgmoth, depending on what the opponent is playing. Okay. Opponent's getting started early with turn 1 Amulet of Vigor. We're going to have to go fast. Gilded Goose is basically going to be good for 2 mana, once with the food, and then once more with the Chord of Calling. I doubt it will have enough time for any more than that. Hello, Onion Lotus. Eventually, yeah. Won't be this week, though. Did really enjoy that deck. Had a lot of fun with it, and I ended up playing the deck versus Deluxe Ikoff on his Propaganda stream on Saturday. I don't know if you follow him on YouTube as well. Oh, I'm glad you did. I had a lot of fun playing it. So we can actually play Wall of Roots and Strangleroot Geist this turn, but that means we won't be able to... No, we could still land the Yawgmoth on turn 3, because we'll have the mana from the Wall of Roots, even if we don't have the mana from the Goose. So this works out pretty good. Don't know if we'll be fast enough, but it's pretty fast. Alright, so we're aiming for the turn 4 win. But we are on the draw, so that means the opponent will get their turn 4 before we get ours. And our win is going to require that we have more life than the opponent does. So we'll be able to smack them a couple times with the Geist, we hope. The Chord of Calling will get them to lose a couple life with a zombie first time it comes into play. But it looks like they are putting the Dryad down. That's not something I'm going to be able to answer. And that's going to give them access to some pretty strong options next turn. Looks like I can't undo the Wall of Roots thing. I'm just thinking, what if I Chord of Calling, get rid of Dryad, instead of going for the combo? Could they kill me next turn if they put down Titan? And then how far does it set me back? I'm going to just go for the Yawgmoth. And then I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the Chord of Calling during their turn. So I could go get another Strangleroot Geist and draw a ton of cards, but that wouldn't get me the win. Should have attacked with Geist as a 3/2. Then I could have maybe killed this. I guess I could still kill it if I do it 2 damage. Sacrifice these 2 creatures, but I kind of need them for the Chord of Calling. Alright, so we've given them their turns. Can they get this thing into play with haste? Well, I guess because of the Dryad here, the Valakut's going to be a pain, huh? Maybe I have to sacrifice my board to kill the Dryad? Maybe there's just no choice? Oh no. Pithing Needle. That's a bit of a pain. So that'll be able to turn the Yawgmoth off. So let's Chord of Calling and draw a bunch of cards in response. Alright, well that's a bit of an unfortunate one. But we'll take those. Since they're playing the Amulet, they are probably playing Karoo lands or the something like it. We'll bring in Damping Sphere to turn those off. We can bring in Ashiok to prevent them from searching. We'll bring in Reclamation Sage and Thrashing Brontodon to get rid of their artifact. Keep in the Chupacabra for sure. Take out the Scavenging Ooze and the Eternal Witness. Probably take out the Spellskite and one of the Gilded Goose. No lands, so that's a mulligan. Fortunately, our two lands are a pair of Twilight Mires, so they're not actually going to get us any colors at all. We're going to have to mulligan that hand as well. This is something we can work with. We have to get rid of two cards, so we'll get rid of probably the two basics. I might want to keep actually... Just thinking about Strangleroot Geist and its double green, but I shouldn't have a problem with the Birds of Paradise. Okay, Grazer blocks the Geist for days. And there's a Rot Farm. So the Damping Sphere will be a good find if we can get it. Okay, so unfortunately we have a triple green turn 3. So if we don't find a different land, we're not going to be able to properly utilize our mana here. But we are on track for a very strong turn 3 if we can get a green land on top. Opponent is showing quite a bit of strength here as well with a turn 2 Amulet of Vigor, and they dismember the Bird of Paradise. That slows us down quite a bit. We'll put down a Gilded Goose so we can get to Yawgmoth as soon as possible. If we don't find another green land, we're just going to be playing this Yawgmoth, though, giving the opponent far too much time. Another Dismember. Okay. Well, better at our mana dorks than our Yawgmoth, I guess. Twilight Mire, that's a great draw. Okay. Now we can make triple green. Alright, one more land and we can deploy Yawgmoth and we're good to go. So they have the mana for the castle. We draw another Yawgmoth off the top. That's no good. We can just attack, and that's it. So they'll take one. Oh, they have all kinds of mana at this point. Between their Karoo lands, the castle. If they have a Titan, they can play it. Okay, so we got to Yawgmoth before they got to Titan. Okay, so at this point we can draw an unbound amount of cards. Let's maybe fill up our hand. Damping Sphere. Alright, one more time. Okay, we got there. Okay, this hand is no good. We have one land, it's Twilight Mire. It's not going to be giving us any colored mana for our Birds of Paradise. This hand is keepable. I think we get rid of the Eternal Witness. And we go Yawgmoth, turn 3, Evolution, turn 4, Yawgmoth. Ooh. I don't like the looks of that. Okay. So they might be able to kill us next turn, huh? Wall of Roots. So let's see here. I would have access to 2 mana if I played Wall of Roots. So I think we just have to play Geralf's Messenger here and hope that we draw land for Yawgmoth. Or we could just evolve the Messenger and that will win the game if we get there. But I don't think there's anything else we can do. Let's take a quick look at what we have in the main here. Spellskite, Scavenging Ooze. I don't think those things are going to save us. Okay, so we have to just fade this one turn. Okay, that doesn't look good. Ooh, it looks really good now. If they're recrossing the path, they're setting up for next turn. So we should have it. Nurturing Peatland, we can just leave that on top and then cast the Yawgmoth naturally. Okay, opponent should scoop to this. I will do 4 damage with the attack. It's faster than going through the combo. Set up our yields. And then just make sure we don't make any mistakes. And that's it. Opponent gave us 1 turn too many. I think we can bring in Assassin's Trophy. That'll kill their lands. Could bring in Damping Sphere, Phyrexian Revoker, Thoughtseize, Collector Ouphe, Reclamation Sage, and Thrashing Brontodon. They aren't great, but they could be useful. Opponent could also, I think, be going for Goblin Storm, right? So we can bring in Plague Engineer. Okay. That was a fairly easy sideboard. Looks like we could still even take out the Eternal Witness here if we wanted to bring in another card, like a Thrashing Brontodon, for example. This hand is great. We'll keep. Not bad. Another Undying Creature off the top. So we've got just about everything we need, almost. Just need some more black mana. Tap land, okay. Chord of Calling, not bad. Yeah, we're just missing the black land. We can win on turn 4, I think. There is also some value to just playing Phyrexian Revoker this turn, so we just straight up don't die next turn. Because I'm pretty sure opponent can win on turn 3 with, oh yeah, they could win turn 3 easily. So yeah, I think we'll Wall of Roots Phyrexian Revoker this turn. What's good? How you feeling, handsome? Well, that's all right. Playing against a Goblin Charbelcher deck here. Yeah, I was playing some Yawgmoth over the weekend when I had some free time. And I decided that I had so much fun with it, I wanted to play it again today. But I think you'll be pretty happy to hear what I'm going to be playing on Wednesday and Friday. It plays your favorite card, 4 of, in the main. Almost. Oh, okay, so they're going to kill our 2 mana dorks here. I'm going to be playing the Rakdos mid-range deck. So we do find the black land. But because of the Skull Shatter thing here, they could just be setting up for the win next turn. Is there something I can Chord of Calling to prevent that? I think with the Phyrexian Revoker down, there's still Collector Ouphe. So I can play the... I think I can play Yawgmoth, Strangleroot Geist, and then Chord of Calling during their upkeep for Ouphe. Yawgmoth is free. And then with the mana from Wall of Roots, let's just do a quick count. So it's going to cost 3 mana, which is this one and these two. And we get 2 creatures up. So it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is enough. We just can't attack with a Strangleroot Geist is all. That does show the opponent we do have Chord of Calling. We should wait. Because if they end up going for Goblin Storm, we're going to want to keep the Chord of Calling to get the Plague Engineer. So when they put Charbelcher on the stack is when we'll Chord of Calling for Ouphe. If they just pass the turn here, we might want to Chord of Calling for the combo piece and try and win the game with Yawgmoth right now. Oh, shoot. You're right. That's right. They got rid of the bird. Okay, well. Womp womp. We can go for the Cutthroat and hope we draw a black source. We do have a lot. Or we can go for the Collector Ouphe. I'm going to go for the Collector Ouphe here and start attacking them for damage. We do end up getting a black land too, so that would have been the win, but who can really say? Are you willing to say? We can draw a bunch of, and if they end up doing anything that kills the Collector Ouphe, we can go ahead and do that in response. But with Ouphe on the board, the best I think they can do is put a bunch of tokens onto the board. So we're not really scared of that. So I kind of thought I'd just wait and see what they do and then respawn when they tap their mana. Okay, so they're going to kill the Collector Ouphe here. So we can draw some cards using the Ouphe here. First, we will target nothing, sacrifice the Geist. Okay, that's our win card right there. We just need another black mana. Again, short on the black manas. Put a token on the Geist, sacrifice the Ouphe. There's a black manas. Good to go. Yeah, deck felt bad for the way it treated me match 1. So I guess it's just going to give me this. Okay. Opponent's seen enough. This hand is mediocre, but I'm gonna keep it. Yeah, but who has Cable? Mountain Plains Swamp. Got a Twilight Mire. That's a good draw. It's the Marduist of lands. The most Mardu of all lands. They bolt the bird. Classic. I guess we'll play Wall of Roots Gilded Goose. I guess we'll find out. Will the goose remain on the loose? Double Triome. They're leaning into this Mardu thing. Magmatic Channeler. Okay, that's a strong magic card. Hey there, Dr. Sachs. Welcome, welcome. So we can evolve the Wall of Roots into Yawgmoth. We could, let's see here, we have access to 1, 2, 3, 4 mana. We could play double Strangleroot Geist. And then evolve a Geist next turn. If we evolve this turn, it plays around Thoughtseize, but they're Mardu, so they're going to have access to some of the best removal in the game as well, with a Path to Exile. Yeah, Evolution is, it can be pretty backbreaking when we get it to resolve. Can Yawg at instant? If we had Chord of Calling, we could Yawg at instant. Don't think our HP is a resource versus them. They could probably lower our life total pretty quickly. All right, so we're going to put out this wide board here. We can get in for 2 damage and upgrade one of our Geists. And then we can Evolution next turn and really get going. Okay, looks like they're going to be using the Channeler here to filter their cards. Wow. Discarding Lingering Souls? I see what you're doing here, and I respect it. Bajuka Bog, okay. I mean, who could resist that kind of value? Of course, if that's what they're doing this turn, they're probably going to lose, but who knows? Okay, they're going for Stoneforge Mystic. And getting Batterskull. And it looks like it's coming back to us. This is good news. We just draw Yawgmoth off the top, so Eldritch Evolution can get the last piece we're missing. Well, what we do have is infinite draw, but we don't have the win yet. The evolution gets us the win when we have access to more mana. We can Yawgmoth to the point where we draw Chord of Calling, so that could probably win in that sense. All right, let's draw Chord of Calling. We have quite a few draws here. That's true, we do have a land drop. We have the Blooming Marsh here as a decent choice. Okay, we're going to cancel this one here. Just to make sure I get the clicks right. Don't want to make a mistake on this. Okay, we're at 9. We got to start slowing down. I don't really want to go much further, so we might have to end here and try and win next turn. I do have quite a few more draws left. I just don't want to die to Lightning Bolt. Come on. Ugh, we still don't have it. So we could draw 2 more cards. That would put us dead to Lightning Bolt. I think that instead we just play Blooming Marsh and hold up a defense and win next turn. I would have really liked to have won this turn, though. We have, yeah, just 2 more draws. I don't know that it's worth it to potentially die to Lightning Bolt. So I guess we just play Bird of Paradise or Young Wolf here. Oh, because of the Dryad Arbor. Yeah. My land was up here, so I forgot that we had another land. Should have played a different land then. Okay. Well, we have nothing more to do then. And if they cast a bolt or otherwise try and kill us, we can try and win in response. Let's get rid of a bunch of stuff. Okay, so This is kind of nerve-wracking. They got another turn here. They can find stuff. Oh, they had the Smiting Helix in hand. Oh, that's part of the game. So Smiting Helix, they're going to be able to flash that back, but they don't find anything that they're looking for, so they just go ahead and scoop them up for us. That's very nice of them. I guess we could go Plague Engineer so we can name Spirit. Yeah, that's one of the things about playing Yawgmoth, is opponent might not necessarily know that we're not ready to win yet. So with them having access to that 3 damage spell in the yard, that's an instant, right? Like a lightning bolt was still going to be a problem if they cast it at the right time. Very true. Not too sure what to bring in against these guys. We already have the Scavenging Ooze. I guess we could bring in the Jailer. Yeah, I want the Engineer. Could bring in Sage and Brontodon to potentially get rid of Batterskull. Everything's good. I think we're going to have to take out another one of our Undying creatures. Maybe one of the Yawgmoth. Strangleroot Geist I want to keep because they turn into Yawgmoth. Not keeping this one, even though we have a Leyline of the Void. It's a 1-land hand. We don't have any way to ramp the Wall of Roots here. If we could guarantee get the Wall of Roots down turn 2, I would be fine with this. But as is, I must mull. This hand is better. We have something to do turn 2 and turn 3 and turn 4. So we'll keep this and we'll get rid of one of the evolutions. Ooh, a Spellskite. That's a better turn 2 than Cutthroat. Blood Crypt untapped. They're ready to go turn 2 with the Stoneforge Mystic. So they're going to be getting busy early. Oh, Sword of Feast and Famine. Okay. If need be, we'll have Eldritch Evolution to get rid of that sword. Strangleroot Geist. Okay. We'll hit in for 2. No way they're going to block. Oh, yeah. Well, that's... Ooh, Inquisition of Kozilek is going to be able to hit almost everything out of our hand. Like, yeah, so, that's the power of a crit attack as a paladin. You get to just throw the smite onto it whenever you have a crit and you have a spell slot left. So you can do massive amounts of damage. And I actually forgot about my Savage criticals. I should have thrown another die on there, honestly. But paladins can be... They can do a ton of damage to one enemy. I think we missed undead crit damage. Yeah, very possible. There's still a lot to this that is new to me. It's pretty cool, though. Thrashing Brontodon. Okay, unfortunately we don't have the mana to be deploying our spells. We can only deploy a Spellskite. So they'll be able to put the sword onto the Stoneforge Mystic, but we can block the Mystic for days with the Spellskite. So that's not going to be good enough. They're going to have to cast another spell. That'll do it. It does get us a land, though, so we can maybe Thrashing Brontodon the sword next turn. Yeah, that would be pretty strong. So I think we have to discard the Cutthroat here. They have 2 cards left in hand for their 4 mana. Ooh, Pithing Needle. What are they going to name with that? Yawgmoth, probably. Yep. So we've got quite a bit in the way here for us to be doing our combo thing. Land. Not quite. So what can we chord for during... Let's see here. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. Chord for 1. That's not very good. Oh, and they're going to path the Geist. Okay, so we don't really have access to much this turn, but starting on our next turn, we're going to have access to a ton of mana. I think we just have to discard the Yawgmoth here. They have the Pithing Needle on it. One, two, three, and then we would have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I can play the Brontodon, and then if they attack, yeah, that's what I was thinking. We'll play the Thrashing Brontodon and we'll pass, and we can Chord of Calling for something, or we can just destroy the Sword of Feast and Famine. See what they do. Another Pithing Needle. I think we let this resolve. They're probably going to name Thrashing Brontodon, and then we chord for Rec Sage, because they have no cards left in hand. Thrashing Brontodon. And the attack. They have no cards in hand. Okay. Hello, Como. And I'm going to go ahead and kill that Stoneforge Mystic. That was a really strong ambush Viper. That's what I was thinking. Still attacks. It's a 2-turn clock. Let's go ahead and draw a card. They got something. They have a Batterskull. Okay. So we can evolve the Young Wolf. Do we have the Chupacabra in the deck? We do. Excellent. We can get the Chupacabra, kill the Germ, and then kill the opponent. We'll have to sacrifice the Wall of Roots. That's no problem. How about that? This is not something that we can play. We have 2 Urborg Tomb Yawgmoth as our land, so that's no-go. This hand here is way better. So we're going to have to figure out what we're going to put back, but I definitely want to keep Yawgmoth, Bird, and double land. So one of these 3 cards has to go back. Kind of like Spellskite. I think I'm going to put back the Swamp. And we'll see if we can draw another land. Ground Seal. Ooh, we're playing against Jund. Refresh my memory. Ground Seal is cards in graveyards can't be targeted, I think. Well, there we go. There's the land we were looking for. If we're playing against Jund, we can probably go get some basics. Just because they're not going to be running Path to Exile. Let's start with the Tomb, and maybe we'll get basics as we go on. Or we start with the Forest, and then, yeah, we'll start with the Forest. And then we can get different lands as we go. Okay, Bolt the Bird, classic. Okay, we'll play the Spellskite here. So Ground Seal... How does Ground Seal work with Escape? Because Escape isn't targeting the cards, right? So we wouldn't be able to Scavenging Ooze their Uro, but they would still be able to Uro through the Ground Seal? And I am asking, like, I'm not sure that that's how the interaction works, but kind of seems like it would work that way. There's Kroxa. Gonna want to probably discard Cutthroat here. And what do we draw? Dryad Arbor. Unfortunate. So we can evolve the Spellskite into something. We could play the Dryad Arbor and then hope to Yawgmoth next turn. Spellskite could protect the Dryad Arbor from whatever they're going to try and do to take it from us. Yeah, since they killed our bird, we are just going so slow this game. Fortunately, opponent is giving us time. That is awkward. We have double green here. So even with the Verdant Catacombs, we're not going to get enough for Messenger. Well, I'll probably be playing Yawgmoth whatever I draw. As long as I still have my Dryad Arbor. Liliana. So they're making us sacrifice a creature here. That's a pain. If we sacrifice Spellskite, they'll have Lightning Bolt for Dryad Arbor. We get another Yawgmoth off the top. Okay. So we're going to have to evolve the Spellskite. We're going to go get Geist and try and hit Liliana. And yep, you're right. Best draw at that point would have been Geist. Swamp. Yeah, I could have gotten Swamp there. I went for the Overgrown Tomb, and that hit my life total. So yeah, I probably should have went Swamp. Now they could save the Liliana with a Bolt, and they do. So they trade their Bolt for half of our Strangleroot Geist. And then this turn, 1, 2, 3, 4. So if they get a fetch land or land and spell. Okay, no, they can just Liliana, so they can Kroxa here. They can get rid of our hand and put Kroxa into play. Very strong game one from Jund. Oh, they're going for the Bloodbraid Elf instead of the Kroxa. Well, all the same, they get the Yawgmoth out of our hand. They'll probably keep that back to save the Liliana. What do we draw? Chord of Calling. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we could go get a 1-drop. They... Okay. I think that's better than anything else we can do. Chord of Calling. Go get Yawgmoth. Okay, here comes Kroxa. Kroxa is going to deal us 3 because we have no cards left in hand. And no attacks. Eldritch Evolution is interesting. Unfortunately, the Geist already has a counter on it. If the Geist was free of counters, we could get Yawgmoth and really get going. Let's see here. What else could we do with it? We could Eldritch Evolution the Yawgmoth and go get a 3-drop. Yeah, we could draw 2 cards with Yawgmoth. Proliferate is so good. Yeah, I don't think you want to attack with the Bloodbraid Elf there. Oh, they got me now. What is this going to be? Tapped Blood Crypt. And Fatal Push on Yawgmoth. Eldritch Evolution. Oh, we can evolve the Yawgmoth, but... Oh well, I guess not. I would say the opponent has this one wrapped up nicely. Let's move on to game 2. Okay, so opponent's doing the value thing, so let's bring in Kitchen Finks. Veil of Summer could have some value. Otherwise, maybe Revoker or Assassin's Trophy for their walkers. I don't want to be so reliant on Bird of Paradise in this matchup. Gilded Goose is actually a little bit better than Bird of Paradise here, because it doesn't die to Wrenn and 6. Not a huge fan of this hand. It is so slow. This end isn't much better either. We're in trouble. Well, we got to keep it. Put 2 cards back. Put back Wall of Roots and Strangleroot Geist. Feels bad, man. Can't even hold up Veil turn 1. Wow, they're nice. They're not being, they're not thought seizing us. So that's really nice of them. Let's put down the Wall of Roots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And Chord of Calling for 2 so far. As of our next turn, I mean. And we can hold up Veil of Summer through Wall of Roots. Do you think that's going to kill our plant? Or are they going to go for the land? No, they're killing the plant. So we can't use it for Chord mana. We do get land off the top, though, so we can deploy Yawgmoth right away. Wall of Blossoms. Was not expecting to see that out of the Jund deck. Another Yawgmoth. Not what we were looking for exactly. Maybe we Chord of Calling for Eternal Witness. Looks like it's still in the deck. We can do that end of the opponent's turn, go get Eternal Witness, get Chord of Calling back. One, two, three, four, five, six. Okay. Opponent has 9 cards in hand right now. Inquisition. I guess we go for the Veil of Summer on that. Oh, we get another Chord of Calling on the draw? That's so good. We have more life than the opponent. This might get us the win. think we have it. One. Okay, opponent conceded. They know how this combo works. Phew, that was a close one. But that Veil of Summer really got us through it. Don't think I'm going to make any changes here. I think I'm just going to go right back into it with the same deck. This one's close. I think it's good enough, but it's pretty risky. Bird of Paradise can just get eaten up by their Wrenn and 6. But if they don't have Wrenn and 6, we're doing pretty well. Don't like that we're using Nurturing Peatlands, as it's going to be quite painful. Ooh, untapped Blood Crypt. They're going for a removal spell here. So yeah, that bird is going down. No Wrenn and 6 needed. They got Lightning Bolt ready to go. What's this going to be? Wall of Blossoms. So I guess they're playing Wall of Blossoms instead of Tarmogoyf? That seems wrong. Kind of into playing Young Wolf Hold Up Veil of Summer here. Is that good? Not sure that's even good. Let's play Scavenging Ooze. Our Strangleroot can't attack past the Wall of Blossoms, so if we play Scavenging Ooze first, and then we can play Strangleroot Geist next turn and start attacking, or just lose our Scoos. There's a Tarmogoyf. Okay, so they are playing the old green creature. We get a Blooming Marsh, so we can continue playing. Got some blockers ready to go. But these Nurturing Peatlands have been taking quite the toll on our life total, as we knew they would. If we can get one more land here, we can go draw some cards with Yawgmoth. And they're drawing a card with their Peatland here, so maybe we're going to get lucky. They do have a fetch land, though, so they might have Fatal Push ready to go. I'm also wondering if I should even bother blocking the Tarmogoyf here. Because it's fine to have one token on our creature. So we could prevent 3 damage, or we could potentially prevent more damage later. Let's no blocks. We're only going to take 3 here. Geralf's Messenger. Okay, so no Yawgmoth this turn. And we're definitely going to have to start blocking. We're at 10. We're going to have to take at least 2 more to put the Yawgmoth down. Oh, man. We draw a third Yawgmoth. Deck. Deck is a troll. Let's pass. We can block the Tarmogoyf with both the Messenger and the Geist. Kill it. They might attack with Raging Ravine this turn. And if this gets them... Well, if I block with the Young Wolf, I lose it. This way, if they have Fatal Push, I get to keep all my creatures. Sure I do. I just have to lose one of my creatures in order to start the combo. Because I have 3 Undying creatures, I can reset one of them. It would still be risky, because if they have interaction, I wouldn't be able to continue the combo. But I don't think I have time to be worrying about that. I'm just going to act as such and see how it turns out. Looks like they do have interaction. They're going to Lightning Bolt one of my creatures, the Strangleroot Geist. And then the Tarmogoyf will kill the Geralf's Messenger, and they'll lose 2 life. Really wish I just had 1 more mana for that Veil of Summer. If I had like 5 mana available right now, I would be so comfortable. Kitchen Finks. Okay. I mean, that plays. So do we just attack with everything and then play Finks? I think so. Oh, they're going to block the Messenger with the Wall of Blossoms. Prevent the most damage, but lose their wall. Okay. Play Kitchen Finks. Go back up to 10. And this is where they play Skullcrack. Gotcha! Now they're going for the fetches, so I think they're going to want to activate the Raging Ravine this turn. I think they were probably... No, they don't. And they're going to Fatal Push the Messenger. Okay. We have no mana left, so we cannot Veil. But this is still fine. We have lethal attackers, so they need to act. They do have 2 blocks, so they could block the Finks and the Geist and take 2. But hopefully we're going to be drawing land here for Yawgmoth. Opponent is in a difficult situation here. Well, it's good to know that Veil of Summer aren't all that bad. $1.60, not too bad. I remember a time when Kitchen Finks were going for $10 a pop. At the time, they were only printed one time. Two if you count the F&M promo. Ooh, untapped land coming in, going down to 3. And this was a very different time when Lingering Souls was one of the better cards in Modern. Kitchen Finks was fantastic at the time. Okay, so they're going for Fatal Push. They're going to remove the Strangleroot Geist here. Do they attack? I don't think they will. No attacks. Okay. Land, please. We get the land, but it's a Blooming Marsh. Deck is a troll. Let's pass the turn. Hold up Veil of Summer. It gave us the Blooming Marsh so that it could give us an untapped land next turn, so we would have Yawgmoth Veil of Summer ready to go. Or we can just Veil of Summer now. Veil would have been the only card they could have taken with the Inquisition there. So we're going to be going straight to Yawgmoth on our turn. I think we take this and then play Yawgmoth, and we should be good to go from there. We can do some block things next turn, during their turn, so that we can draw some cards, prevent the damage from their attacks. We could block with Kitchen Finks. I think we block with Kitchen Finks. Give us a little bit of life back. I don't think we need to kill it. I would rather have 2 creatures on board. Ooh, Verdant Catacombs is really good. That gets us Dryad Arbor. Or we could play Wall of Roots. 1/2, Wall of Roots, minus, and get Yawgmoth. Wall of Roots is better than Dryad Arbor, I would think. So go Forest. Wall of Roots. Yawgmoth. Okay, and then we pass. And we go for the win next turn. So here on this turn, we can do some blocks and do some funny business with Yawgmoth, so that we don't take any damage from their attacking creatures. We'll reset our Young Wolf and lose the Finks. So we're going to block and we're going to reset the Young Wolf. Oh yeah, and then we're going to have to sacrifice the Young Wolf as well. So yeah, at that point we might as well shrink the Tarmogoyf. Veil of Summer is the draw. Okay. Take no damage. And opponent scoops. Another 4-1. for the Yawgmoth combo. GG.